Picture this. 3:07 a.m. Pitch black, dead silent. Then every motion floodlight on my house snaps on like a football stadium in 15. Grown adults in cheap navy polo shirts with HOA enforcement, printed in iron-on letters, come charging across my lawn, swinging mag lights, kicking over planters, screaming "Open up!" This is the HOA patrollier in violation. Like they're serving a no-knock warrant on El Chapo. One guy actually has a battering ram made from a landscaping timber. I'm 71, retired senior deputy U.S. Marshal. 40 years chasing fugitives across 3 continents. And these suburban hall monitors honestly thought they could terrorize me into paying dues to an HOA I never joined. They just declared war on the one grandfather they never should have messed with. My name is Jack Hawk Harrison. This is Pine Ridge Estates, South Carolina. And this is the true story of how I took down the most corrupt, power-drunk homeowners association in America and put its queen bee behind federal bars. 15 years ago, I bought this little brick house on a quiet cul-de-sac full of veterans, nurses, and blue-collar retirees who just wanted to mow their lawns and watch the game on Sundays. No gates, no guards, no mandatory HOA, and the deed existing owners were grandfathered out permanently. Then the newcomers arrived with their white Range Rovers and their vision for the neighborhood. They held wine and cheese meetings, passed around petitions, and before you knew it, Cheryl, Whitaker, former assistant principal with a voice like nails on a chalkboard, was crowned HOA president and absolute ruler. Cheryl didn't ask for power, she took it. And God help you if you got in her way. The first letter came in a fancy gold envelope demanding a $1,500 welcome assessment plus annual dues. I used it to start the charcoal grill. Second letter threatened fines. Third threatened liens. Fourth came with a fake lawyer letterhead. I sent every single one back. Stamped note contracted. Turned to send. I'd been shotted in Juarez. A woman with a clipboard and a superiority complex wasn't going to make me blink. Then Cheryl showed up on my porch with 2 of her compliance officers in matching Navy shirts and plastic badges that looked like they came from a claw machine. Mr. Harrison, your refusal to participate is dragging down property values for everyone, she said with that fake sweet smile. I just leaned against the doorframe and gave her the same stare I used on murderers right before Miranda. Ma'am, I enforced federal law for 4 decades. Your little dress-up club has 0 jurisdiction over me. Her eye twitched so hard, I thought she was having a stroke. You'll be sorry, she hissed and stormed off. That's when the real campaign started. They created the Pine Ridge Security Patrol, 12 volunteers with walkie-talkies, dollar store flashlights, and souped-up golf carts with red and blue lead strips. They'd cruise my street at 2 a.m. taking pictures through my windows, leaving neon violation stickers on my truck, ringing the doorbell for 20 straight minutes. One night, I caught the chief of patrol, a retired PE teacher named Dale, filming himself urinating on my rose bushes for the official record. My new 4K night vision cameras caught it all. I tried the polite route, first certified letters citing South Carolina code. 27-30-130, that non-members cannot be bound by HOA rules. Their answer? They spray-painted "Pay Up Old Man" across my garage in HOA-approved eggshell white. I still retain limited federal investigative authority under 18. USC Section 115 for crimes involving interstate extortion and intimidation. So I did what I did for 40 years. I built a case. 16 more cameras, cloud storage, audio, geofencing alerts. Then I waited. Bullies always escalate. 3 weeks later, my phone lit up like Times Square at 2:58 a.m. 12 patrol members hopped my fence carrying bolt cutters, crowbars, and cans of spray paint. They smashed every ground floor window, slashed my tires, poured gasoline on my porch, tried to kick in the back door while laughing like hyenas. This'll teach the old bastard who really owns this neighborhood. One of them yelled crystal clear on the audio. I didn't call local cops. I called my old partner, now U.S. Attorney for the district. 21 minutes later, the street looked like a Hollywood movie set, unmarked Suburbans. Sheriff SWAT, FBI evidence vans. 8 of the 12 were arrested face down on my lawn, still wearing their ridiculous uniforms, crying about their pensions. Cheryl wasn't there that night, but her text messages recovered from seized phones read, "Make an example of Harrison tonight. No mercy." The game just went federal. The morning after the raid, the entire cul-de-sac looked like a true crime episode. Neighbors in bathrobes pretending to get the paper while filming FBI texts, dusting my shattered windows for prints. Cheryl rolled up at 8:57 a.m. in her pearl-white Escalade wearing sunglasses big enough to eclipse the sun. Fake concern dripping like syrup. "Jack, my goodness, who would do something so terrible?" She cooed. I just held up my phone playing the 4K footage with her text messages time-stamped across the screen. For the first time in 15 years, Cheryl Whitaker had nothing to say. Her mouth opened and closed like a fish drowning in air. The color drained from her face so fast, I thought she'd drop right there on my oil-soaked driveway. What she didn't know was that 4 of her arrested officers flipped before breakfast, sobbing in interrogation rooms about federal prison and ruined retirements. They handed over everything. 8 years of dues and fines totaling $2.6 million, but only $427,000 in the official accounts. The rest bought Cheryl's new Lexus, Dale's fishing boat, a Hilton Head timeshare, and endless consulting fees to shell companies owned by board members' cousins. Classic racketeering. I'd taken down mafia fronts with less evidence. We served subpoenas like party invites, bank records, emails, the secret enforcement-only WhatsApp group. Neighbors who'd lived in fear for years suddenly found their voices when they saw Cheryl's goon squad in orange jumpsuits. A widow brought letters threatening foreclosure over Halloween decorations left up until November 1st. A disabled veteran showed photos of them dumping his trash in his pool because his truck sat an inch too high. The dam broke. Cheryl's final act of desperation came. 5 nights later, while out on $500,000 bond with an ankle bracelet, she rallied the loyalists for one last lesson. Cameras caught 16 figures in black hoodies sneaking through backyards at 1:26 a.m. carrying baseball bats, gasoline cans, and spray paint, planning to burn my flags and finish what they started. I didn't hide inside this time. I stepped out the front door under the floodlights, hands empty, except my old federal badge catching the light. "Evening, gentlemen. Cheryl," I said. "Calm as Sunday church?" They froze. Cheryl's voice cracked from the back. "He's bluffing. Take him down." I smiled the same smile I used on death row inmates. "Every camera is live streaming to the U.S. Attorney's Office and the Sheriff's Command Post right now. Smile for the jury." Headlights exploded from every direction. 1T8, law enforcement vehicles, boxing the block like a no-escape perimeter. Cheryl tried to run in bedroom slippers and face-planted into a rose bush. They cuffed her screaming about property values, while the others dropped to their knees, begging for deals. 6 months later, the federal courthouse was packed reporters. Residents, even the judge looked like he was enjoying himself. The charge sheet took 9 minutes to read. RICO, wire fraud, extortion, conspiracy, felony vandalism, impersonating officers, the full buffet. Cheryl took the stand in a frumpy gray suit, trying to play victim until the prosecutor hit play on the highlight reel, her texts. The raid footage, neighbors testifying how she bragged about breaking people into compliance. The jury came back guilty on every count in 98 minutes. Judge gave Cheryl 11 years in federal prison. Dale got 7. The rest scattered between 3 and 8. The HOA was dissolved by court order, every dollar traced and refunded with interest. The golf carts auctioned for the local animal shelter. These days I drink coffee on the same porch. But the street sounds different. No more midnight golf cart patrols. Kids ride bikes after dark again. American flags fly whatever damn size people want. Neighbors still bring pies and thank me like I'm some kind of hero. I tell them the same thing every time. I didn't save this neighborhood, they did, the second they stopped being afraid. Cheryl writes me letters from FCI Coleman begging for forgiveness and claiming she only wanted beauty and order. I send them back unopened. Some people never learn that real power doesn't come from a clipboard, a fake badge, or a gang of middle-aged men in polo shirts. It comes from knowing the law and having the backbone to stand up when nobody else will. Pine Ridge Estates is free again. The HOA is dead and buried. and not a single soul around here will ever let another one rise from the grave. That's the end of the story and the beginning of peace.